Hi, LIV-LUSCIOUS gang. I'm still learning what I'm gonna call my family, my YouTube family. But I don't know yet what I'm gonna call you guys. So give me time. Or what you can do too is you can put it in my comments and let me know, and I'll read them, and I'll get back to you and let you know, like, if I think it's a good idea or not. Or you'll just recognize that is what I'm calling, or I'll just give you a shout out if I choose what you suggest. Anyway, yes, today I am plain faced, no makeup whatsoever. I just figured, I don't know. I like having my own face without makeup sometime, without damaging my skin or anything. As you can see, my skin is still in pretty decent condition, considering, a sister's getting up there in age a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I want to keep it good, because you can get in your 40s and 50s and you can start getting acne, later on in life. And I'm like, I don't want to get acne older and everything. So I'm just trying to make sure that I don't damage my skin with a bunch of makeup all the time, and accept my own face, like, I don't want to get so used to wearing makeup that I forget that this is what I look like without makeup, and I don't look bad. So okay. And I was part of me was gonna do the little Cardi B, oh, but people have been wearing it out so much. But it is so nice to, she's very charismatic, so I'm fond of her. I love that she's her own person. Anyway, not about her, about me. Yeah, I'm just giving you guys an update as to how I'm doing. I have other videos, right? But so much have changed in my life that I decided I wasn't gonna post those videos. I was just gonna post when I felt like I could really handle posting, when it fit what was going on in my life at the moment. Because some of the videos I made, those people are not, I had people in my videos and everything, and they're not in my life anymore. I cut people out of my life, just kind of detoxing my life of people that don't have my best interest at heart, or was just making me feel like, I was the fat friend. And it was like there for them to help motivate them, build them up, and then all of a sudden, like, if I was happy, they could never be happy for me, and people respecting me was not an issue. Well, I'll get into a story time later on at some other date, but right now, I just wanted to let you guys know that I was okay. Okay. I was last up here because I was going through divorce, okay? And I was going through like so much, and I'm still going through some things emotionally, mentally. It's draining for me. So I just been going through a lot. Anyway, it took a while because inside of me, I was still attached to my ex-husband. Even though, yes, I'm the one that divorced him, I was still attached to him. And I just figured it would work. The marriage would work if I can just get him to see that I can accept his honesty, that he didn't have to be scared to be honest with me. Even after I found out some things on my own in his face, when things were so obvious. And to be the age that we both are now, it was like, we've done this before, and honesty to me is a gift that only real love can give you, and you can't just want honesty. You got to be willing to take it, and not everything has come to an end. For me, I have grown to desire God so much that I just want to please him. And because I've had constant fears about losing my life, and my doctor's telling me that I won't live past 3 to 5 years. I have 3 to 5 years to live. And it hurt me. And to be with someone that don't understand how bad it hurts to fight so hard for so long, and have someone tell you that. And it wasn't the first doctor, it was the third doctor. And then this time, it was like the first doctor was right in a way. And I don't know, it was just wrong. Like, it feels so wrong. It feels like that type of fear is not a fear anyone should have on their life. And I've had it on mine for a while, and I don't want to have it on my life. Excuse me, you guys. I don't want I'm doing this recording on my phone, and I don't want it to die, because then editing is a headache. It is a major, major, major headache. And I don't want that problem. I just wanted to give you guys a video, give you an update as to how everything was going. So it's not like, okay, this woman just pops up out of nowhere, starts a YouTube, and then she bails out. Anyway, the conclusion of that was I decided that I needed to do something different with my life. And emotionally, because he wasn't willing to let me go. So he was still calling regularly, pretty much, and keeping his phone in my name so that he'll be able to contact me, have a reason to call me. And because I could never get him to be honest with me, it made me think all kinds of things. Like, he could really be legit, you know? And I would still be thinking, nah, because, you know, right now he just needs some extra support, or he's using me as a backup plan, things like that. And I would think that way because it was not like I was ever able to get him to be honest. And I had submitted myself to this man, and I loved him so much. Like, once you submit yourself, it's like it's a gift that a lot of people don't understand how much it takes from a person to give of themselves to the level that I was willing to give myself to him, all because we were married. And it was like my belief system for marriage was to submit to my husband. And I wanted to submit, and I did. And to feel so betrayed, and it just hurt me so bad. And it was after like 6-7 years. I hadn't been with anyone. I hadn't been sexually active. I was trying to just purge myself of all the negativity, the need for comfort and to be with someone. I wanted to see what it felt like to be like I can handle being on my own, you know? And when I get with someone, I'll be better prepared to be in that relationship. And I'll know what I want, what I'm willing to tolerate, all of that. And yes, I did. I knew what I can tolerate. And I knew I was not willing to do a to death do us part kind of thing where, okay, it's to death do us part in my mind, but not in yours. And you will emotionally drag me or physically drag me through the mud. No, he was not physical. He never put his hands on me like that. He was not abusive whatsoever. So for anyone that might think that, no, he was not abusive. So I don't want to put that out there. He was emotionally abusive. You know, it was, he didn't curse me out or nothing like that. It wasn't like that. It was like somebody constantly running games, playing games with your mind. And it was always a mind fuck. And the biggest thing was infidelity. And, you know, my thing is, you wouldn't be happy if I talked to another man. You'll be pissed off. You'll be frustrated, hurt even, insulted. But it's okay for you to do it. No double standards here. So, I just didn't want it no more. Well, anyway, I divorced. I posted my videos because I was going through the process. It was quite difficult. It's still difficult in some ways because like the emotional like okay, he did a lot of great things. And it was like, well, I should say a lot, but like it was just some consistent things that he did, that was just part of how his makeup was. And it was beautiful to me. And it's not that there was no other man in my life that ever did any of those things. It was just how he did it. The way he went about doing things was just beautiful to me in so many ways. And, it was like one of my former associates, she said, why you choose him? Because to her, he was an older guy and he wasn't as attractive. And my previous dates, partners were considered, more physically attractive to her, right? And I say that like that because for me, I think a person is attractive because of how they treat me. And he treated me very well in the beginning. And I felt very special to him. I felt like a priority. And I felt desired, I felt respected, cared for. So to me, that was very attractive. So his look or, that didn't matter to me. To me, I like the very rough look to a man. I don't know, just some people be like, oh, he ain't pretty. I don't want no pretty man. I want that manly. When he look at me, I'm like, yeah, daddy. And that face that just looks so masculine. You're like, yes, and that was his face to me. I thought he was very attractive, and his lips, he had really big, full lips. And I just thought, oh my goodness, I love your lips. Your lips are beautiful. And I used to love to touch his face, So I was happy. I was happy with him. And I was happy with his look. I was happy with the way he treated me. To me, he was fine, And I just loved being with him, And I wanted things to work out. I really did. And even after the divorce, even though, yes, I divorced him, and he agreed. He didn't fight it. Well, he fought it at first, but then he finally agreed, because I was really forcing him out. I was forcing him out of my life by that point because I felt like I had did everything I knew to do, and I really wanted him to be honest with me. You cheat on me? Tell me you cheated on me. Tell me every detail about it. I know that it's the most difficult thing for someone to tell a loved one. That I hurt you, and not on top of I hurt you, we both know that I hurt you. But how I hurt you, why I hurt you, So I really wanted him, I really wanted him to be honest with me, right? So I don't want to drag this out too long, but pretty much, no matter how many ways I tried, and even with him knowing everything's out there, I've seen it, read it, listen to the messages, everything's out there, and just such a big part of me wanted him to say it to me. Tell me you love me in return, and that you can be honest with me, and you can tell me, what's wrong. Why? What is broken in this marriage, in this relationship, that makes you feel like this is what you want to do? And in my mind, before I even asked him for honesty, I demanded it, pushed for it, everything. I made sure to talk to myself first. Am I ready for him to explain this to me? Do I really want him to? But it was like, if he can just trust me enough to tell me every detail, why he did it, what he did, and then show me that he won't do it again, you know, that he's learned something from it and he don't want to hurt me anymore. It was like that to me was worth everything. Like it was like that major big step in a relationship, especially a marriage. And I figured if we got through that and he can look at me and then see that I can accept his honesty in detail and give me what I'm really asking you for. You know, not only will I see you as a man that I can respect, I will see you as a godly man you claim to be. And I can't see you as a godly man when I know God despises a lie. And you're lying. You're lying strong. And I had it in my mind, and I still do, that if I get married to someone again, because I haven't given up on love, you know, I'm just not interested in a relationship right now. I'll tell you guys about that in a minute, but I got close. I got close, and I couldn't do it. I wasn't ready, and I just recognized, like, this is not what I want. Like, I want to be by myself for a while. Anyway, but I recognized how much I was hoping. So every time he called me after the divorce, right? Well, the separation and the divorce, I was hopeful. I wanted him, even though the divorce was final, everything, he was still calling, and it was hard for me to let him go emotionally because he was still calling my phone, and I will not answer sometime. I'll vent off at him, things to try and get him to just leave me alone, you know. And I figured he would be so frustrated that he'll be just like, ugh, I'll leave this woman alone, you know. But he wasn't doing it until and then I recognized he was really breaking me. Like I was starting to give in and just go along with him again, pretty much like submit to him, you know. And as if he was still my husband. And I'm thinking, no, what's wrong with me? I can't submit to someone that's not my husband. And when he had the opportunity to be my husband, he wasn't willing to be the husband I needed him to be. So it was like, no, move on with your life, woman. What are you doing? You know, why are you allowing yourself to fall for someone that can't even do something simple like be honest with you? It's like, what are you thinking? What's wrong with you? And it took a minute. It took a minute for me to really understand, like, what was happening to me inside and what I was hoping for and why I had not changed my name yet. You know, to this very moment, y'all, my last name is still his last name. I'm not going to say it, but not right now anyway. Yeah, I'll tell y'all at some point. But I still have his last name. I couldn't let him go. And inside of me, it was hopeful that if he keeps calling me, every time he called, I would hope inside when I saw his name on the ID caller, I would hope that maybe this time he's going to just tell me the truth. And he's going to say everything I need him to say. And he's just going to be genuinely honest with me. And we can start this the way we should have started it in the first place. You know, honesty, a friendship, you know, and slowly build something from an honest point. And so that way, it's like once you can be that honest with someone and they're still there for you and they allow you to change, it's like you can get through anything with this person now, you know? And as long as they don't keep on showing you with their actions, you know, that they are not keeping their word. But with him, I just was hoping every phone call, you know, and I'll play it off like, you know, it wasn't a thing to me, you know, or like what you want, you know, or, you know, I'll have an attitude, all to kind of keep him at bay until he was willing to be honest. And the night before I divorced him, I was saying, why can't you just be honest with me? And if you can't be honest with me, this marriage won't ever make it. and he couldn't be honest. I did so much in the last week to get him to be honest. Like I pushed it so far, like I was all the way there, and I went too far even, that I ever want to go again. But I pushed hard, you know. Please show me you can be honest. If you can be honest, that means, you to me, you won't hurt me again without knowing how it affects me. If we're both honest with each other, because not everybody allows you to be honest. People judge, and they don't treat you well sometimes when you're honest. So it's hard for people to be honest, but when you're married, you should be able to be honest with each other, completely honest about everything. If I don't look good in a dress, I don't look good in the damn dress. Tell me. My breath stink? Tell me. Don't let me go out here if you a face. And then they're like, woof, whoa, and people looking down on me because, oh, I smell bad, or don't fuck it. My hair is messed up. I got boogers in my eye, like I got a booger in my nose. Come on, just say something. Your partner is the person. Excuse me, this shirt is fighting me back. Your partner, your husband is someone, or your wife is someone you're supposed to be able to, trust. And this person got your back. They trying to make sure you right at all times. You know what I'm saying? And they'll always say it in a loving way because they're not trying to hurt you. They're just trying to make sure you the best version of yourself and you happy with the version of you that you're putting out there. And that's what I needed. I was willing to give it. I was giving it, but I wasn't receiving it back. And it hurt me so bad. And then once infidelity came into play, it was like, no matter what you give me, he gave me things, And he figured as long as he worked hard and gave me things, I should be happy. I should be happy. He was financially supportive, When my car broke down, he had already went and got me a car for Christmas. He had been planning on it. And it was fantastic to have those things, have someone think about you ahead of time and provide for you ahead of time without you even knowing that's what he's doing. And he's providing. And when he wasn't able to be as financially supportive in the house, I didn't complain because I knew he was struggling. But I knew he was trying, and I appreciated his trying. Anyway, I'm all over the board, y'all. But I'm just saying, he did some beautiful things for me, financially, emotionally. I've been sickly for a while. When he came in, whenever he was home, he would cook for me, help me meal prep to stay on my meal plan, trying to find ways always trying to find ways, trying to help me get healthy. His ideas of being supportive, he was trying to do. So whenever I saw those things, I would just look at him, but it made me love him. It made me want him around more. It made me want to comfort him and make him feel good however I could. So when he finally came home for good, I went out of my way to make sure, and it wasn't just out of my way, but I wanted to prove to him that if he was ever down, I had his back, and I wanted him to see it because I knew he hadn't been around regularly to see it. So I did everything in my power to make sure that he was provided for, he was okay, so that it was not as bad of an adjustment to be home with me full time. And I knew he would find a job. I know he was a hardworking man. But it was like, even though you do some great things and you can be very caring, when a woman does not feel desired, it hurts deeply. And when the harder she tries, it hurts even worse. So to know that infidelity had already happened and to still be trying, it was so difficult. But on top of that, to feel unwanted and feel like he thought I should be satisfied with just simple things, financial things for the most part. Financial things, nice words here and there, but can't hold a conversation after a while. And when good things happen in my life, he had to get drunk to act happy. But prior to him drinking, he was so, everyone else was happy for me. I just wanted him to be happy for me like that too. It just couldn't happen. He wasn't happy with his own situation, so he couldn't be happy for me. And it hurt me bad, because I did everything in my power to make him happy. So when I talk about my marriage, my former marriage, it's not that I'm saying this person was a horrible person. But I had made up my mind that infidelity would be something that I would never tolerate again. And I had to see genuine change for me to even allow myself to tolerate something like infidelity. You can't break me from the inside and expect me to be everything you want me to be on the outside when I'm so broken on the inside. And you broke me. And now I'm forced to recover on my own, and why won't I get over it? I should be okay now. Not being allowed to heal in my own time. Not being able to observe his actions toward me in the family, in the household, and take that as, improvement and reason for me to let things go. It was not even there. So he felt no need. At one time said he had no remorse for what he had done. And that statement was constantly ringing in my head. If you have no remorse, that means you don't feel bad about what you've done. And that means you would do it again.